Okay, so you want to install your own radon mitigation system. We're going to go over the necessary steps to get you to that final safe level of radon in your house if you're having issues. One thing that I want to hit on is I recommend getting a professional to come out and do it for you. There's a lot of steps that aren't very safe. This is an instructional video on how to do a DIY, do-it-yourself radon mitigation system installation. Okay, so if you're ready to install your own radon mitigation system with the safety precautions in place and the education that you have in your brain, let's get started.
Let's check out Festa Radon's website. Okay, so here's their website. I really like how it's laid out. Makes it easy for the user to kind of find what they need: fans, accessories, tools. You can learn about Festa Radon and who they are. You can contact them. Contacting them was easy. I gave them a call during the business hours. They picked up, they answered my questions. They helped me select a fan based on square footage, what sub-material I have going on. They offer some resources like finding a pro in your area, things along those lines. So let's check out fans. In terms of fans, what I really like, they're based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I believe. Let's check out About Us just to make sure. Yep, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They've been in business for 30 plus years. They're reputable. They make high quality fans, and their products are made in America, which I think is great. I'm all about supporting American made businesses. So here are our fans. They differ in prices, sizes, inlet, outlet sizes for the pipes that connect 4-inch, 5-inch, 3-inch. They have different CFM static pressures that they can handle based on the submaterial square footage CFM flow that you need. Now that we have those 4 design criteria figured out, we know our static pressure or our friction loss, which is 1.15 inches of water column. We have our CFM goal of 100 CFM. We know the area of our basement, which is 750 square feet. And then the subgrade material is crush and run or 57 stone or clean stone. And it's porous. So those are the 4 things that we know now, and we can select a fan based on that information. So here are all the fans that Festa Radon offers. We can click on the AMG Maverick and we can go down and see the fan's description. Okay, there's a 4-inch Burnco couplers that are needed with this fan or should be associated with this fan. We can come over here to the drawing of it. We see that there is a 4-inch inlet and outlet diameter for this fan, so that satisfies our requirement, our math that we did. We can come over here and under the specifications, the max airflow is 260 CFM. The max pressure is 2.21 inches of water column here. And then we're in the United States, so the voltage is the common 115, 120. And then we have the performance figures, CFM at static pressure and water column. So we wanted around 100 CFM, so we can go down. So CFM is this bottom row here. The top row is static pressure. So we were around 1.15 of static pressure, and then CFM is around 100, it looks like. So this AMG Maverick fan should do the trick. We can check out some other fan options. We can check out the Spirit. So the Spirit down here, it can only handle up to 0.8 inches of static pressure. And then at 0.8 inches, you'll only get 26 CFM. So little airflow, and it can't handle that much static pressure. Has a max flow of 121 CFM. So it looks like the AMG Maverick is the option for us. Let's check out the AMG Hawk. AMG Hawk has 6-inch inlet and outlet. So it's bigger. This guy is definitely going to put out more CFM, 322 CFM. It can handle a greater static pressure. We are around 100 CFM here as well. So you can explore the Radon fan page and pick the one that's best for you based on what you're designing towards. Let's see the Eagle. So the Eagle has a 3-inch diameter inlet outlet. Let's see the performance. Okay. Whoa, so this one can handle up to 4 inches of static pressure, and it has a airflow of 19 CFM at max static. So this is going to be for your systems that have a lot of bends in it and long runs of piping, the long lengths where a lot of static pressure is needed to be overcome to see airflow. They have a lot of options here. Check out the legend. Okay, so this is another 6-inch here. You can also get different Fernco couplers to go from a 6-inch. So it says 2 white Fernco couplers that fit the fan to either 3. Okay, so you can go to a 3-inch or 4-inch pipe from the 6-inch inlet outlet of the fan. You can see a max pressure of 2.5 inches of static pressure. So there's a lot of different options to choose from. So I decided to go with the AMG Maverick. I called Daryl with Festa Radon, and he helped also verify the selection here. I also sent them emails back and forth with questions, and they were very responsive, which was great and helpful. I wanted to take another look at the AMG Maverick. If we go down to their description, read more. The AMG Maverick, we recommend the Festa AMG Maverick for moderate-sized newer homes or structures ranging between 500 to 2,200 square feet, which is exactly what we have. We have 7,500, so it falls in between that range. And then porous sub-slab, such as gravel. So that's what we got. So these are another 2 good reasons why we went with this fan. Now we can go over and kind of can compare some other options. The AMG Hawk has a greater square footage, porous sub-slab. Let's check out the AMG Spirit. So 1,200 or less square footage, and then a porous sub-slab. And then check out the Legend. This guy has an even greater square footage. So the area of your basement or crawl space and the subgrade material, subbase material, is helpful when selecting your fan. So Festa Radon kind of lays this out for you, which is super nice. So what I went with was the AMG Maverick Radon fan, and then I asked them to send me an AMG Spirit as well. So I actually paid for almost 100% of the products that I purchased from them. So what I did is I went around to different companies and I purchased the materials, and then I came back and I said, hey, I'd like to show off your products in a video. And so I asked them to send me an AMG Spirit. So I didn't actually pay for the AMG Spirit after contacting them. They were okay with me supporting them and making a video of their company and their products. So they're not paying me to make this video. I just really like their customer service. I like the product. The install of their fan was very quick and efficient. So that was the positive. So I'm going to make another video of the switching out my Maverick with the AMG Spirit, and we can see the difference in CFM and static pressure on the system. And we can kind of see the difference between those two fans. The Spirit isn't as powerful as the Maverick. So I went with the Maverick fan. So accessories, let's check out their accessories. They have a lot of good options here. They have manometer, which shows the system static pressure, or the static pressure your fan sees. They have different couplings. They have a critter guard here. They have a cord kit. If you're going to be installing your fan, say in an attic space, you can actually plug in the fan into an outlet. If it's going to be in your basement, usually, depending on your state, it's hardwired, and that's what I have in my basement. I actually put in an electrical outlet or receptacle right near the fan, and that's going to be used for like maintenance purposes. And they have electrical components like the electrical box, exterior plate cover or electrical cover plate, and this is so you put a switch underneath this and then you can turn your fan on and off. These are the one-hole pipe clamps that I purchased from them. I thought these clamps were great. I tried a clamp style that's different, a pipe clamp from Home Depot, that didn't really work. These type of one-hole pipe clamps that Radon or that Festa offers allows you to get your pipe away from the siding. So this little lip here, which I'd say is probably like an inch, puts your pipe about an inch off of your siding, which I thought was really helpful. They have a fan mounting bracket, some stickers, some different clamp options. This 2-hole galvanized pipe strap is what I used from Home Depot. It didn't work out too well. An exhaust cap. So yeah, they have a lot of different products here that's worth checking out. I like this website because it kind of has everything you need for your radon system ready to be purchased on this website. It all comes shipped to you relatively fast. So I thought those were all bonuses. It just made shopping for your system really easy. Different tools. They have sump pump, crock lid, if you have that in your basement. And if not, you're going to probably just core like I did through the slab. If you have a pit, you can put your pipe right into there and then use these grommets here to seal around that pipe. And then also, if you have a sump pump pipe coming out of this lid, you can use a grommet to seal around that pipe as well. Same with this electrical grommet. So yeah, they offer a lot of good stuff here. They have a gate valve, which can help you control your static pressure that your fan sees and your CFM flow, which is unique. They have the Radon Eye, which constantly monitors your radon levels in your basement or wherever you're having issues, whether it's a crawl space and it connects to your phone. Yeah, they have a lot of good stuff. Makes it easy shopping. They have the smoke bottle, which actually visually allows you to see smoke leaving the bottle and entering cracks into your foundation as your fan. If your fan's strong and your basement's not properly sealed, you actually see the smoke leaving the bottle and going through the cracks. So you can go around your basement with this smoke bottle and kind of test where the air from your basement is getting pulled into the radon fan, which is something that you don't want. So yeah, this is Festa Radon. Made in Pennsylvania, the fans, and then some reviews. So yeah, I like them as well, and I thought I'd promote them here.
Okay, so what we have is the package from Festa Radon, and this is what their box looks like. And it came stapled with copper staples here. I just removed them with a hammer. We open the box, and inside it you have your items. You got your couplings here, one for each side of the fan, so when it attaches to the PVC you can easily remove it if you need to replace it. And then you have different things. We'll go over this later. Cord, brackets. This goes around the pipe, goes up against the siding, kind of makes it look nice. Tubing, and I did get a critter guard. It's nicely made. A lot of people think that you don't need one. So, and then you have your fan, and we'll show that out of the package soon. I think that's everything. And then stickers. They have these nice stickers that you can label your electrical and also the piping. So,
Purchasing materials, I put this spreadsheet together to kind of make things a little more organized and simple. So here I have the task of going through the Radon install. And so there's a planning process, the basement ceiling for any cracks and the French drain sealing, drilling a core through the basement slab, a PVC installation of the system, fan installation, electrical work. So I tried organizing it in the best way I thought possible. I did quantity of the different materials. So under description, I have the different materials here. I have the quantity that I used of each, the unit cost, the total cost after multiplying the quantity by the unit cost to get the total, and then the type or category of each item under the description column. So if it's a product that was used during the install, or if it was a shipping cost, or if it was a tool used. Most of the tools I already owned, but I put the tool here and the cost of it just in case you don't own it. This is how much it'll cost to buy the tools to install the necessary items. And then the overall cost as we go down the task. So as I went through the basement ceiling, the cost to get there was around $1,100. After the core drilling, it was around $1,200. After installing the PVC, my cost was at around $1,700, and then so on and so forth. So this is the balance or the cost as the project goes on. So if we zoom into this, okay. So for the products, I did shop around. I got a good amount of products at Festa Radon through their website, and I also shopped at Home Depot and Lowe's. They were right by me. I looked for prices that were the cheapest while still maintaining the quality. So I did look at the reviews of the products as well. And so I kind of just shopped around to get the most bang for my buck while trying to not spend that much to install the Radon system. This list I can attach to the YouTube video in the description section. So this list should be available. You can kind of go through it and see, okay, the polyurethane caulk was used in the basement ceiling. Radon sump pit dome lid was used, so that was basement ceiling. Core drilling, so I had a tool rental, which was the small core drill, and I rented that from Home Depot. And I got damage protection on it. The PVC install, the different types of PVC fittings that I used, the amount of piping that I purchased, fan installation, the fan accessories and the fan itself, all the electrical work and electrical components that were associated with this installation are included in the electrical section. And then the final radon test was 125, it looks like. Let's see. That shouldn't be 151. That should be 125. That's okay. So services, that was probably for the radon test. So that's a professional service. So I had 2 radon tests done. So that's $302. And then the total cost of all the products, so that includes the PVC, the fan, and whatnot, that was $1,400. The cost of tools, if you don't own any of the tools, you can expect to spend around $306. The total amount for tool rental, so that core drilling machine, that was $110. And then the total cost of shipping was $144. And so that included the shipping from Festa Radon, and then that also included the cost of shipping the caulk. And so I actually had to make a few purchases. So I could have avoided the extra cost of shipping involved, because if I ordered all the products I needed at once, then that would have saved me some money. But I actually had to make a few extra purchases online, so that added to the shipping cost. So overall, I spent around $100 to install the radon mitigation system. What I like to do during projects is I like to purchase as much of the materials that I need as possible, so that prevents me from running back and forth to Home Depot, to Lowe's. This way I can stay more organized and I know where everything is during the project, so if I come across an obstacle or I want to progress to the next step, I have those products there and I have the tools that I need to just power through the project. So I like organizing myself beforehand, knowing the materials that I need, and then purchasing the materials beforehand. When I did this project, I did have to still go back and forth between Home Depot and Lowe's, of course. There isn't a project where I don't find myself doing that, but I like to try to purchase the materials beforehand.